watching live at AlanCoxShow.com. You can thank Barnum Goaterspoke for helping out today. From Parts Unknown. These are all remote assistants that we've got. The great Nile Rodgers here. Chic on the Sister Sledge album. Late 70s, it's got to be. Everybody knows We Are Family from Sister Sledge. That was their big, big hit. This was off that album. This is what Will Smith sampled from for Getting Jiggy With It. And today is National Coming Out Day. Mary was just talking about it. She was in Philly this past weekend, and they made a big, big deal about it because obviously it was the weekend before National Coming Out Day. Yeah. And somebody else who came out was Jada Pinkett Smith.
Saw that.
On the Today Show, she sat down with Hoda Kotb because she's pimping a book. And the big revelation, or one of them, the one that got the headline, was that she and Will Smith have been separated for 7 years. No, I don't think anyone's shocked by that. I mean, whatever you thought their situation was, you knew it was weird. You knew it was something that they had figured out. You know, the rumors were that they had an open marriage or whatever, but that implies that you're together. You're just doing what you want to do. But she says we've been separated and living completely separate lives for a while. And this whole thing, I guess, is a little teaser. This whole thing is going to air on Friday morning. And her book is out called Worthy. It's her memoir.
Oh, it's not about James Worthy?
No, boy, I wish it was.
Me too.
Oh, it'd be great.
Great, underrated.
I was going to say, you know, I don't know what her relationship is with James Worthy. Maybe he autographed some goggles for her. I don't know, but
I feel like Jada is extremely unlikable.
I don't care for Jada Pinkett Smith.
Like, she isn't very kind.
Well, I don't know anything about her.
I'm saying based off of interviews and everything I've seen about her and the way she carries herself, and I don't know, she just doesn't seem like a very nice person.
Well, she seems to, at the very least, have a chip on her shoulder.
Yes.
For some reason. I guess my question is, what is the point? Will Smith nuked his career for this? So she could sell books? Or I don't understand this. Like, why go to the lengths they have gone to if you've been not doing each other or any, you know, they have their kids are adults. Play a little clip here where Hoda Kotb was trying to drill down onto this.
You and Will decided that you were going to live completely separate lives.
Yes.
It was not a divorce on paper,
right,
but it was a divorce. So from the year 2016, which is 7 years ago now,
yes,
y'all have been apart.
Yeah.
But in public, the couple, who married in 1997, denied the gossip about their marriage. This interview on Bravo's Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen was taped a year after Will and Jada separated.
So how long have you guys been together?
23 years.
Wow. That's amazing. How do you keep it hot?
How do I keep it hot? You know.
Being my son's friend?
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I'm baffled.
I mean, there's your red flag right there. She couldn't come up with one fake story about how they... So anyway, you know, she was like, well, we weren't sure how to present it to people. Just say you're getting divorced. I don't understand this. I don't get it. I mean, Will Smith blew up his career. Now, Chris Rock did say that part of the reason that Chris Rock, I think, was so confused by the thing is, I guess he asked her out before the Oscars because I'm sure there were plenty of people that knew what their situation was. But if you've been doing that for 7 years, like, God bless, do your own thing. But why all the mishigas of slapping Chris Rock and screaming at people? And what is the point?
Maybe he just couldn't accept it. Like, maybe he was the one who was holding out faith that it was going to come back together. she just needs her space. Or,
I guarantee.
You know what I mean?
I guarantee this is all her idea. There's no way Will Smith was down with any of this. You want to keep your woman happy. And 7 years ago, she goes, "Yeah, I don't want to get divorced, but I don't want to live with you anymore or do whatever." And he's like, "Okay." She said she hasn't been able to bring herself to officially divorce Will Smith.
I get it. I'm also not a paperwork guy.
I guess, but like, I just don't understand it.
I went through it. I did all the. I toughed my way through it. If I can do it, Jada, you can do it.
You tough through what?
The paperwork to get divorced.
Well, there's one sheet of paper. You sign it and you're done.
I mean, I know plenty of...
Like I said, I toughed my way through it.
Depending on how, my divorce agreement was pretty complicated. But I mean,
I know plenty of black people that get what we call hood divorces, where they live separately, they live separate lives.
Yeah, but these are rich black people.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't. The rules don't apply because we don't get divorced for financial purposes. It's expensive. The little property you guys do have, y'all want to keep it, and y'all don't want to split that up. But this is something different where I think more so it's more of a partnership. Their businesses are intertwined with each other, and they probably still like each other. It's just they don't want to be romantically involved. So I can't have you, but why would I give you to someone else type stuff? That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, that's very juvenile. If I can't have you, I don't want someone else to have you. Like, that's life.
But it's Hollywood.
Yeah, but there's still people in the world. I mean...
But you got to think about it from the business aspect of a marriage is a contract. So whoever you marry next, whoever you marry now has the say over your estate if something were to happen to you.
Because they
call the shots.
No contract. Contracts are not ironclad. A contract is literally what two parties have agreed will be the parameters.
But how do you?
That's why they change all the time. Like, there's no contract that's ironclad. You can take somebody to court, but everybody, that's all a contract is a piece of paper that explains the parameters of what you've agreed on. And so I just don't know why two wealthy people with adult children, they're not staying together for the kids. She's doing a Facebook show where they're like, my vagina. Come on, man. Well, she's sitting there with her mom and her daughter talking about their, cooters. That's fine, dude. But I don't understand any of this. Unless she was telling him, hey, could we sit on all this until my book, so I'll have something in the book.
But then for him to say yes.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
What is she laying down that's got him so scared?
Jada is a thug.
That's why I don't like
Jada
her.
hung out with Tupac. I don't want to. Everyone's scared of Jada.
Yeah, but most guys even guys in really good relationships are terrified of their woman.
But especially
whether they want to admit it or not, they're terrified of their woman. Will Smith
sounds awesome.
Well, no, but I think there's a respect there. I hope. And
I'm dating your son's friend. I don't know how much respect is there.
But that's what I'm saying.
Jada does whatever she wants.
But that's what I'm saying. If you're going to do whatever you want, why the charade? Like, yeah, that was very public that she was screwing around. And it was also very public that Will Smith was not happy with that, whatever.
But he had already been divorced once. I think he doesn't want egg on his face twice.
Yeah, but he was divorced like 40 years ago. He's divorced like Tom Hanks was divorced before when he was like 22. Yeah, I don't know. It's wild. I don't understand it. It seems very, very contrived to me. It sounds very, hey, I got a book coming out. Let's do this. Let's do that. All of those things could still happen if you were divorced. It's just very strange to me. Listen, they do whatever you want. They're not required to do anything. It's just, it seems like they're having a harder and harder you heard her in that clip. Hey, what keeps it hot? Andy Cohen's like, what keeps it hot? She goes, I don't know. I don't know. She couldn't even make something up because she and Will Smith haven't their bodies haven't touched in 7 years.
I'm telling you, it might be like a racial thing. There's not that many black power couples.
Okay, they're both black.
I understand that, but think of black power couples. You got Beyonce and Jay-Z. Who else do you have, really? You got Will and Jada.
Gabrielle Union and
Dwayne Wade,
Yeah.
but they were estranged. They got divorced and got back together, and she had to get out of wedlock.
But your point is what?
They're trying to set probably trying to set a better example, and that's probably why they didn't want to come out with it.
But now they look like the worst example.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I understand that, but
the
they probably
more
didn't expect to come out with
at
it.
this point, if it were 7 years ago, you go, oh. But at this point, when all this stuff has been breadcrumbed to the public, like, who are you putting on the show for? Because it's not us anymore. Who are you putting the show on for? This guy punched Chris Rock.
Slapped him.
Whatever. They were, what was that, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago?
Something like that.
Yeah, about a year and a half.
That was 5 years into this. And he still went to the nuked, banned from the Oscars for a decade.
That is his family still. He's not
So
going to
what?
ever not be married to her. Like, he was married to her. They shared a life together.
But so what?
So you
You
because
think
you're
she
divorced from
cares?
your ex-
But she clearly doesn't care about it.
But just because you're divorced from your ex-wife,
She
doesn't mean-
couldn't even make up a story on Andy Cohen's show. What keeps it hot?
I don't know.
Yeah. If any of us were in a similar situation, somebody said, "What keeps it hot?" You'd make something up.
Sloppy. You know,
Well-
sloppy every day. You make it
Right.
day.
you
We
get
do
disgusting.
little things for each other. You'd make something up off the top of your head immediately. She sits there like a deer in the headlights.
Always keep that rubber band on your wrist. You never know. Always keep a hair scrunchie handy. I'm just saying.
Are people
Again,
pulling their
that's
hair back?
insulting.
Are people pulling their hair back with
Jada
rubber
Pinkett,
bands?
Part of the reason this whole we're talking about this is because she's bald.
Yeah,
Think about
that's
that.
right.
Idiot.
Always keep an extra wig so you can have that
Yeah.
hair scrunchie on your arm.
She chopped her hair off so she didn't have to do that.
Think about that.
Think about the most obvious thing.
Okay, always keep a turban or something. What does she wear?
A wig? One of those babushkas or
No,
whatever?
the hair wrap. What do they call them? I know it's not a turban. That's Nick
bonnet?
Cannon.
I don't think she's wearing a bonnet.
It's a hair wrap, whatever.
It's just a little turban. She wears like a turban, right?
No, he loves to pull my turban.
You got a do-rag? He loves to pull
Jada
my
would
turban.
Definitely wear a do-rag. That's why
Yeah.
I'm scared of her. She packing.
So yeah, I don't know. I guess it's interesting in the broadest sense. I mean, to kind of peer into how other people's mechanisms work in that way. I just don't know what the point is. But I guess it's not ours to know. She's got a book she's going to sell about James Worthy, and that's exciting. I don't know what that's got to do with her and Will Smith's relationship. But did she go to North Carolina? Maybe she goes way back with James Worthy. Maybe they were.
I don't think she did.
Oh.
But here's what I'm. But she's probably in L.A. with him.
Oh, there you go.
He was
Yep.
around. She
Big
was
Game
around.
James. That's what she calls him.
But here's what I'm thinking. He can look like the less of a bad guy now. Like, people are still confused by the slap with all this news coming out, but it makes him more. I mean, he looks a little like you had to deal with her for all these years, and he's still dealing with her in a way. And now everybody goes, oh, now I just feel bad for Will Smith for having to deal with Jada Pinkett Smith this whole time, all these years. When
Yeah, maybe.
it
That's a
could just
possibility. My thought, like I said, just
split.
goes to why would you do any of this if the two of you were living completely separate lives
I
for
don't
the past
get it,
7
yeah.
years?
Again, he's probably holding out hope where he's
I
like,
don't think
maybe
he
if I
is.
let her do all this, then she'll come back or she'll realize she actually loves me. Or I mean,
think there's some
everyone in
bad
this
PR
room,
advice.
How long do
everyone
you
in
do
this
that?
room has lied to themselves or taken relationships to the next level that shouldn't be taken to the next level in hopes that it's the one that you want it to be. And especially with everything Cody was saying too, like there aren't that many Black power couples. Maybe we can make this work. Maybe we can be, a Cinderella story where we make it through all this hard stuff. And if
hell-
Will's actually in love, I mean, I could see it.
I
My ex cheated on me with my best friend. I found out about it and then got engaged to him. Like you're gonna suspend a lot of disbelief if you want to be in love with somebody.
Did you stay friends with the friend?
No, I didn't talk to her for over a year.
Just a year?
Well, we broke up and then I went back to being friends with her.
You ain't burned stuff down or nothing? Oh,
No, I wanted to. I wish I would have. Just my life.
You're still your friend?
Yeah, we're still friends.
I'll tell you what, that is the power of chick friendship. Is like I have a friend whose best friend from like kindergarten slept with her boyfriend or something.
in
And
kindergarten.
yes, it was a whole thing.
It
Yep.
was just a
Monkey
nap
ball.
time going
Oh,
around.
God, it was just the floor.
Everybody get your carpet
Oh,
squares.
oh. The floor was littered with garanimals and underoos. And years later, they are best friends again.
Once the periods are synced, that's it.
What?
I'm just saying.
more.
What?
He doesn't know anything about periods. I'm just saying that Will might be the dummy in this scenario. If he really
Just a
does,
dummy in love.
if he really does love Jada, I mean, everybody does stupid stuff for love. He's just got a spotlight on him. That's my take.
And at the end of the day, it's his life.
Right.
So whatever. I
So
mean,
what I'm saying is that you're like, what's the point? What's the point? I don't think there is a point. I think he just wishes she was a different person.
yeah. No, I mean, what's the point in her doing this?
She seems
She seems like
manipulative.
a very manipulative
Yeah.
and very narcissistic, and I think
Interesting.
very jealous of the career that he had compared to the career that she had.
I think she had to
And
give up her
this-
career for him.
This is the
That's
only
what
thing that gets her name in headlines. Like she hasn't starred in a movie in forever. She hasn't had big roles like he's had. He's won, even after he slapped Chris Rock, he still got an Oscar that night. The only
Yeah.
reason she was there is because he said, all right, we got to make an appearance as a married couple.
She was a +1 that night.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Yeah, it's pretty wild. She was in those Matrix sequels. I think those are the last movies I saw her in. I don't know what else
Right, and those
she's
are
done.
20 years old.
No, the sequels. Like, remember they did a couple, they brought them back? Like, remember they rebooted it a couple of years ago and it wasn't very good at all?
The one that
She was in those.
She was in those?
Yeah. She plays Niobe, so she was in all the sequels.
Well, I know
And
she was in like the Reloaded but nobody cared about that movie.
Right. I'm just saying that's the last thing I saw her in. I don't know what else she's
Yeah,
done.
nobody watched that and was like, oh, I'm watching this for Jada.
She got that
Pinkett Smith.
Madagascar money.
Who is she in Madagascar?
She's
a hippo.
the hippo.
Oh,
yeah.
Gloria.
Yep.
But again, that's nothing compared to what
You're right. Her
has.
name was Gloria. She pulled that out of thin air. Good for you.
I loved that
I just
movie.
knew the hippo. I didn't remember the name. Mary goes, oh, yeah, Gloria the hippo.
Gloria,
yeah. Let me take a break here. Well, we once again, this program has solved other people's problems. You're welcome, Jay.